Okay, so this is how you set up an automatic search in Navica so that your clients can automatically receive emails based on their search criteria. On the left side of the screen, you're going to go to search. So just like you're going to do a normal search, and you're going to choose whatever property type. So I'm going to go with residential because that's your most common. So I'm going to click residential on the top left. And here's where you're going to put your search criteria in. So just like you're doing a normal search, whatever criteria you have for the client, of course, less is more with things like this. If you get too specific, then your search criteria is going to be a lot smaller. So just kind of depends on the client. So I'm going to go with the list price. So say this person's looking between 200 and 250. And we need something to be 3 bedrooms. And if you don't put anything in this second box with the bedrooms, it will do 3 or more. So same thing goes for any of these boxes that you see here that have 2 different blanks. So if you leave 1 blank, it will be a greater than or less than. So it works out well. Over here on the property types, if I knew that they, maybe weren't interested in some of these different types of residential ones like townhouse and condo, I could rule those out if I want. So I could just click just residential. Again, it all depends on what they're looking for. And then I want to scroll down and find any other particular criteria. So say this person specifically is looking to be in the north side of the city. I'm going to go click on Cleveland Northeast in this area section. And then I'm going to hold either the command or control button down on my keyboard and select the next one. If you're selecting a bunch in a row, you can also use shift. Command on a Mac or control on a PC will allow you to select ones that are not side by side as well. So let's see if there's anything else I need for this particular person. I don't think so. I could get into the features down here. So if I needed to choose a certain loan type, so say they are only able to do an FHA loan, I could filter that out by checking that box. So I'm going to go through all of my criteria and my features, and then either at the very bottom of the page or the top of the page on the right, you're going to have these 2 options: show criteria, start search. I'm going to click show criteria because this just helps me get a refresher of what criteria I put in and how many listings that's going to give me before I go ahead and run the search. So I can see the criteria I entered. Then I see there's going to be 7 active listings. So I'm going to go ahead and run that search. You don't have to show the criteria. You could just go start search right here. I just like to do that before I go run it to make sure that I haven't made any errors. So I'm going to click run. And that is going to run my search. So when it loads, it will show me those 7 listings. So now what I want to do is I want to take that criteria that I created and I want to assign it to a prospect in Navica so that they can receive emails. So I'm going to click Save Search Criteria, and I'm going to name the search. So I might just say listings for John Smith, and we'll say that that's his name. Then I'm going to go to Assign Search Criteria to a new contact/prospect. If you already had them entered in Navica, you can use the second option, but you don't have to have them entered as a contact or prospect before you do these steps. So I like to just kind of go through it this way. So I'm going to be given a prompt to create a new contact. So I'm going to click Save. And then here I can enter the prospect's information. So I'm going to do their first and last name. So we're going to say it was John Smith. And then I'm just doing the required fields that are designated by the red asterisk. All these other things you keep up with in your command database that we have. So in here, you're just giving the info you need to put it on an automatic email. So I would do contact type, and then I would choose typically just buyer most of the time. And then you would put the email address here. So I am going to just put my email address associated with this right now so that it can kind of actually send something out. I don't want it to give me an error that it's invalid. And then I'm going to scroll to the bottom and hit save. So that's all I need to add. So then that's going to take me to my prospect settings where I will actually set up the notification. So I will type the subject here that will appear with every email. So here I will just say new listings for you. Obviously that's what I've typed a lot because it's auto filling it. Again, put whatever you want, then put a little message that will appear in every email that they get that's automated to them. So you can say, here are some listings that meet your search criteria. Okay, and then I want to choose to notify the customer. So I'm going to choose yes. And then I'm going to choose notify you. So I'm going to choose email. You have email and text alert as an option as well. From my experience, most agents have their email on their phone anyway, set to notify them. So then you're getting double alerts on your phone. So typically email ends up working best. Again, it's all about personal preference. And then notify when. So you want to choose these first three options: new listing, price change, and back on market. Miscellaneous change isn't going to be helpful in this situation. That could be really any little changes made. And then below that, you're going to choose your search frequency. This frequency does not mean how often they're emailed. It means how often the search is done. So if the search is done hourly, it doesn't mean they receive an email every single hour. It means every hour Navica runs a search with that criteria, and if it finds a new result, it emails it to the client, and if it doesn't, they don't receive an email. So three out of the 24 hours, they could get a different email throughout the day. So it just depends on how frequently homes are coming on the market that meet their criteria. So I like to choose hourly because that's going to be the most frequently, and that's going to give them the most up-to-date homes quickly. Then you have your other options here. So reverse prospecting, that means that if another agent's listing is sent to your client, then a notification is sent to that agent that lets them know, hey, agent A at ABC Realty has a client that's interested in this home. It does not send your client's information, but it does let them know that. So then you might hear from that agent frequently, hey, is your client still interested? Is your client still interested? So a lot of times people choose not to do that for that reason, but it's just like everybody to be informed about what your options are. And then you can choose use my in-mail signature here. So that's going to make sure that your signature with your information for compliance as well is at the bottom of the email. So I can choose just save here. I'm going to choose save and get results because I want the search to appear, because I want to make sure that I can also send them everything that's currently active, because this is setting up a notification for anything new that comes in, but I want to send them those 7 listings that are already active. So I'm going to click save and get results. The great thing about Navica is you don't have to choose the type of view that you're sending to someone. Every prospect automatically receives a prospect view, so it does not have listing agent info or anything like that on it. So you will get this pop-up that lets you know that your current matches have not been emailed to the prospect. So these 7 listings have not been emailed yet. I can send all of them by clicking email all results to new prospect at the top of the results page. So these pop-ups are helpful because they're literally directing you to where you need to go. Or if I just want to send selected ones, I can simply checkbox the ones I want. So if there was a couple that I knew that we had already discussed and they were not interested in, I don't want to kind of spam those with those again. So I'm going to click OK. And then here at the top is that button it told me that I would have. It says email all results to new prospect. So if I want to send them all, I'm going to click this. And it's actually just going to send it to them for me. Then it lets you know they've been sent. If I had wanted to just select a few, all I would need to do is kind of come through here and check the ones I want. So say I just wanted to send these 5 right here instead of what I just did, I would check those, and then I would come to this email option in the blue bar at the top. And when you're manually selecting them from here, it will look a little bit different, but the concept's the same. You just get a little more options. And so you would just select them from your address book or start typing their email here. It defaulted to the public residential prospect view, which is great because, again, that doesn't include any agent-only information. And then you can change the subject or the message. And if there's anything else you wanted to attach to it, you could here, and you would choose send with email. So again, this is only if you did not want to email all of the results. So just kind of depends on the situation. So now that client, John Smith, that I created in here, anytime something comes on the market in his search criteria, he will receive that email and it will do the search hourly for him. So pretty easy. You can set a bunch of people up on these, set all your active buyers up so they're getting notified as frequently as possible. Thanks for watching.